How's it going, guys? I think we are live, and I think that this will go a bit more smoothly because I'm recording on my iPhone, and then I think I have the chat over here. So if you guys can hear me, let me know in the comments, and I think that I may be able to put everyone's comments up on screen as well. As always, if you guys have any questions about eBay, about reselling, about business in general, if you guys have any questions for me, anything that you guys would like to know, go ahead and put them in the chat and we will get to them. One of the realities of reselling on eBay is something that's across all major industries and businesses, and that is 80 and maybe even 90% of the sales belong to only 20% of the sellers, and the other bottom 20% of sales belong to 80% of sellers. What that means is if you want the majority of the sales, 8 out of 10 sales, you must be the top 10 to 20% of eBay sellers to acquire those sales. This is across all industries. The best companies get the most attention, they get the most money, and they get the most sales because they provide the best experience, the best product, and the best services. If we as resellers on eBay, on Poshmark, on whatnot, whatever platform have you, if you want the most sales, you have to be the best seller on the platform. The way that you become the best seller in your platform is by having the best photos, the best titles, the best return policies, the best everything. So that way your items are at the top of the queue, as opposed to other people who have their items at the bottom of the queue. The best way to increase your sales on eBay is actually becoming a better business person yourself, actually learning what eBay wants from you and actually doing the things necessary to get your sales up, which means becoming the best salesman, the best eBayer available. Now, if you guys have any questions about eBay, about business in general, about Poshmark, about reselling, about yard sales and thrift stores, about my life in general, if you guys have any questions, I'm happy to answer any and all questions. I have been getting a ton and a ton and a ton of emails and Instagram DMs and Facebook messages with very long questions. And it's very difficult for me to answer those with the rate that they're coming in. So I always tell people, hey, I know that my lives aren't super scheduled and planned out, but if you can make it to my lives, that's the best place to ask any questions because I'm able to give some detailed answers and be more well thought out. So if you guys have any questions, let me know and I will get to them. I'm really excited now that I feel like the image is better and I'm able to put your guys' questions on screen, which I know is a better overall experience for everybody. So super pumped to be able to do that. Oh. And then I wish that I could make this a bit smaller over here, but I can't. That's okay. All right, let's get to these questions. Everyone's saying hi, hello, what's up? How's it going? West Palm Beach, good to have you here. Thank you very much. Okay. Hey, Jake and chat. How's it going, Ping? How's it going, Nomadic Flippers? Good to see you guys here. I have a request. Yeah, go ahead, ask it. Good morning, Jake. How's it doing, man? Good to see you here. Everyone go check out Beard King Pickers YouTube and the Reseller Locker Room podcast. Do you think having store banner and logo increases sales? Not really. eBay says it does about 25%. And also, is there a difference in traffic having 60 days instead of 30-day returns? So to answer your first question, I don't think so. When I first started eBay, I did a lot of like Black & Decker Space Maker kitchen appliances from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. I did a lot of Revereware. I did a lot of Pioneer and vintage Sony electronics. And so I named my store Vintage Home and Kitchen. And now I sell everything. And only probably 20% of my store is like vintage home and kitchen items. So that doesn't help. Also, the banner, I don't know. I'd say over 95% of sales on eBay come from searching it or browsing and never actually going to people's individual stores. That happens, and there's a lot of tips and tricks and strategies to increase those types of sales. But the majority of sales on eBay come from one-off searches or browsing and seeing a similar item that you just searched. So the amount of people actually going to your store and noticing your banner or noticing your categories and clicking on them is small. It can contribute to maybe 1 or 2 more sales per quarter, which in the scheme of things is not a huge increase. So I wouldn't, if you would like to do that to get rid of the notification, you can do so, but I still have that notification on my on my eBay seller hub. And yeah, I don't know. I don't think it increases sales too much. And then the difference in traffic between having 60-day and 30-day sales, there might be a small increase having 60 to 30, but again, I don't think that matters too much. I think 30 days is the standard. As you guys know, I'm invested in the majority of the major tech companies, and I'm noticing a push for 14-day returns instead of 30-day returns. I don't know if that will ever actually happen, but Amazon and eBay and Walmart.com, all of these companies, Spotify, they're trying to get people accustomed to 14-day returns instead of 30. And I believe they would love to get to 1-week return policy if possible. I don't know if, especially as we as Americans, would accept those policies, but that's what they're trying to push for. So having 60-day returns is the best possible free returns that you can have. So it will increase it will increase your trust from your customers for sure. Will it increase your traffic in the algorithm? To be honest, no one knows. But logically, I think it would. But would the increase be significant and even measurable? I don't know. So that's my thought on it. Can you please ensure that you continue to put quips at the end of your videos? Quips. What do you mean by quips? Yeah, I don't know what quips means. So if you want to go into more detail what a quip is. Hello, Jared. Hey, how's it going? For those of you guys that don't know, I was on the Reseller Locker Room podcast. My name is Jake. And Ben, the Rocky Top picker, he introduced me as Jared because it's very close to J-Ride. He made that mistake. And so now a lot of people call me Jared as a joke. I don't mind if you guys call me Jared, or you can call me Jake, or you can call me J-Ride. Whatever you guys want to call me. Sweet. Let's see here. Hit those likes. Hey, appreciate that. Thank you very much. Stan says, I'm newer to eBay. I don't have a store or even know how to start. I'm not sure what to do. Make the next move. Please help. I would recommend watching Cha-Ching King. He has a detailed video on how to set up your account and gives you recommendations on what to do. And then I would recommend going to my profile and watching I think it's now my most viewed video. It's called like Complete Beginner's Guide to Selling on eBay in 2024, something along those lines. And I show you what you should do, in my opinion, to have really good sales and all that. So that's what I would do. Cha-Ching King, and then watch my guide. What a way to wake up. How's it going, Biscuit Butt? Over there in Vegas, it's 9:15. Yeah, I wanted to do this. I've never done a live this early before, so I wanted to capture a new demographic and see how many people were interested in hopping on a live about reselling. So glad to see you here, man. Thoughts on promoted listings? I promote all of my listings at 2.6%. I believe it is an easy way to make an extra. Depending on your store size, it increases your sales by like 40%. So would you pay 2.5% to increase your sales by 40%? I believe the average business person would say yes. So yeah, I am a strong believer in, I don't know. It just depends. So I've been hammering this home all month long, but if you have extremely fast sell-through rate, you don't need promotions to sell your listings. But we all pick up things that have a slower sell-through rate to increase our store, to help our business, which is completely fine. But if you have 500 AirPod Pros, you don't need to promote those. It's extremely difficult to get those, and I know that the average person does not have the ability to get those. So if you have a store of 1,000 items and you're selling 1 to 5 a day, I think if you start promoting it like 5%, you may start selling 3 to 8 per day, which in my opinion would probably be worth it depending on your profit margin. So this is just something to think about. Man, I smacked my lips hard on that one. I think if you want to increase your sales by 20 to 40%, I believe you can do that by promoting anywhere from 3 to 7%. Hello from Arkansas. Just kidding, Arkansas. Sales are SLOW, slow. Sorry to hear that. Hopefully you can get things turned around. There's just, just got to keep being a student of the game. Keep going after more profitable and faster sell-through rate items, and things will pick up. Just keep doing what you know you should be doing, and we'll get through this. How many sales have you had this month? Let's see. On eBay or everything? Let's go into my seller hub. I'm assuming you're asking about just like eBay. That's the easiest to measure. The last 2 days I've been selling 25 a day, which has been dope, but it hasn't been like that all month. In the last 31 days, I've sold 512 items. So 512 divided by 31. So I'm selling about 16 and a half items per day on eBay. And then on Poshmark, I'm averaging like probably 4 sales per day. And then on Whatnot, I do like 40 item shows about every 2 weeks. And then I sell a ton of stuff locally that I don't really talk about a lot. I do a lot of local deals where I sell a ton of baseball bats and vacuums and things like that. So I'm probably selling about 700 items a month, give or take. Let's see. My mom says hi. She knows your voice now. That's what I'm talking about. What percent are you promoting at? 2.6%. Store promotion. What are your thoughts? Should you use them on all listings? Yeah, so I think you should just find a flat. What I truly recommend for promoted listings is start your promoted listings at 2% at the minimum, and then promote your whole store at 2%. If you like the extra sales from just that 2%, keep it there. If you were expecting a little bit more, go to 2.5%. If you were expecting a little bit more, go to 3%. And then once you find that sweet spot, just chill there. So I started at 1.1% back in the day when you could do 1%. Then I went to 1.6, then I went to 2.1, then I went to 2.6, and I've been chilling at 2.6 for a very long time. It's good, homie. Hey, chat. What's up, Shane? Nice to see you here. Another member of the reseller locker room. Have you heard about the new BBE metric, better buyer experience eBay set to release on 12/11? Yeah, very interesting. I know Tech and Sports did a video on it. Josh Galt has talked about it. Flipping Ain't Easy has talked about it. A ton of eBay resellers have talked about it. And then James at My Boring Reseller Life, he did an interesting video. Hey, stop. There's a lady picking up a rug that I left on the front porch. We sold it for $150 and I got it for $6. And she already Venmo'd me and she just grabbed it. And now my dog is yelling at her very aggressively. Relax, puppy. She's okay. She's okay. Hey, she's okay. So, My Boring Reseller Life, James, he actually did an interesting video where this might only apply to European sellers. So, eBay themselves has not emailed any sellers, has not actually made any like official announcements. It's on ebayexport.com, which is for European sellers. So it may not even be for us US sellers. I'm not sure. I'll be doing a deep dive later. But even if it doesn't apply to us, we should be selling as if it did. We should already be giving top-notch experience to our buyers and doing everything we can to make sure our metrics are clean anyway. So does it actually apply to us? I actually don't know. I guess we'll see on the 11th, which is in like 2 weeks. But whether it applies to us or not, I think you should definitely be striving to have clean metrics anyway. So those are my thoughts on it. Buyer gave bad address and their coffee maker was returned to me. She wants me to reship it to her at my expense and stopped responding when I asked for a reshipment cost. Been a month. What now? Holy cow. That's interesting. I would call eBay directly and say, what do you guys recommend that I do to be in compliance with the policies that you have the expectation on sellers? I don't know exactly what they would actually say on that one, but I would call them. A lot of times they may just be like, you know what, we're going to take care of this for you. Don't worry about it. Sometimes they'll be like, yeah, unfortunately, you do need to reship that at your cost. or they may just say, hey, you know what, go ahead and send it and then we'll refund you the shipping. It's just whatever. I would definitely recommend calling eBay directly. Hi, do you have or recommend any videos with advice on the legal and accounting structures and processes for someone looking to turn pro? So I'm actually going to be releasing a video on that pretty soon. But basically the essence of it is I think that you should have a professional tax accountant, professional CPA. Oh, wow. Someone did a lot. That's funny. Did you guys see that? Did you guys see that bubble thumbs up? That was funny. Did StreamYard just recognize that? That was weird. Anyway, I recommend that you have a professional sales accountant, a CPA. I recommend that you have a business card, a business credit card. I recommend the Chase Preferred Inc. It just keeps track of all of your expenses in one place. And then I recommend that you have this software called My Reseller Genie. I have a link. I don't know if it's in this description, but I have it on my website, jredflips.com. Actually, I don't think I put it up there yet. I'm a little behind on a few things. It's been a crazy November for sure. But yeah, I would recommend having a CPA. I would recommend having a business card that you do all your transactions on, and I would recommend having that software that pulls all of your information from eBay over to your My Reseller Genie Hub. But I will be making a video on that in the next 2 to 12 days. Just got our first negative review today from a sale that was canceled and never shipped out. It was ink, and they didn't say it didn't work in their printer. Yeah, so you can call eBay and try to get that removed. I currently have, I think, 13 negative feedback. I sell a lot of electronics, and it just goes to show that you should always do your best to provide the best experience possible. But sometimes you're just going to have negative reviews, and I have 13 of them, and I'm selling a ton of stuff on eBay every single day. Just had back-to-back $1,200 days on eBay. So I would do your best to have 100% positive feedback, but don't stress about it. Try to have the highest. Every time I call into eBay, they're like, wow, you have like 99.2% positive feedback. That's really high. Congratulations. And I'm like, oh, I feel like that's really low, but whatever. So yeah, just make sure that you're always striving to have to give your customers the best possible buying experience as possible. But realize that, let's see what happens when we type in to Disneyland. Disneyland, what do you guys think they're going to be out of 5 stars? Disneyland has 2.7 stars out of 5. Happiest place on earth. Hello, it was funny. Quips means funny witty remarks. Oh, dude, I always include those in my short form videos. On my TikToks and my Facebook Reels and Instagram Reels, I always throw in some things to get people charged up. Q-tips, put those at the end of every video. Yeah, Tony, I will continue to do that. Sup, bro? Listening while I ship out 57 orders. That's what I'm talking about, man. Heaven Sent Smoking Channel. Did you change your name? I recognize your profile picture, but I swear you had a different name. But yeah, good for you, man. 57, that's really good. Sorry, bad buyer experience. Yeah, that's what I talked about. New seller from Toledo, Ohio. Awesome. I did sales in Columbus and Cleveland, Ohio. And then I was actually considering opening a branch of pest control in Toledo, Ohio, but I just never did. And I moved back to Utah. Been doing research for 2 weeks on your channel. I'm launching this weekend once I get my lighting. That's awesome, man. Congratulations, Joe. If you keep doing what you should be doing on eBay, it's going to be an awesome experience for you. One YouTuber said 60-day returns open sellers up for more scam returns. People just returning our items. It's true. You double your chances of having a return, logically. If someone is going to rent your item for 29 days and they see that they can now rent it for 59 days, they still may take advantage of that. So it's up to you and your business what you think is best. Here listening. Thanks for being here, Texas Lady. You're awesome. I'm always seeing you shouting me out in different group chats and stuff like that. So I really appreciate it. Texas Lady, thank you so much. Good morning. So glad to catch another live. Hey, I'm glad you're here. Hi. Do you buy silver off people? I don't. I don't do precious metals. I have a stock portfolio. But I guess I own a little bit of gold and silver, but no, I don't buy a ton of it. I suppose everyone's business is different. Lately, I've seen good results with eBay's new social feature in the marketing tab. Oh, that's interesting. That is interesting. I haven't tried any of that out. Do you ever use emojis that are similar to your products on eBay? No, I do not. I think that it's personally, I think it's kind of a waste of space for the title. I think but honestly, thinking about it now, as long as it's not like the first thing, if you want to put them at the end of your title, I think that may be appropriate. I think it may get some like extra eyeballs on your listing, if especially if it's a, you know, I don't know. I think that at the end of your title, it could be a positive thing. I don't think so, but I definitely don't think it's a positive thing at the beginning of your title. You definitely need your first 4, 5, 6 words at the beginning of your title to be very strong. And no one is searching green check mark Kobe Bryant rookie card. No one's searching fire emoji Nike hoodie. They're just searching Kobe Bryant rookie card or Nike hoodie. So keep that in mind. Just starting listing things in my initial 200. I'm listing items from my home. What percentage should my items with a 100% sell-through rate versus items with a sell-through rate of less than 100 be? I don't know if I have specific advice for that. I would just recommend trying to have as many fast sell-through rate items in your store as possible. I have some 30, 40, 50% sell-through rate items. Most of them are like remote controls and like women's wallets, which is okay because they sell here and there. But you definitely want as many fast sell-through rate items as possible. And it's okay to have slower sell-through rate items as well. But you want your focus, your absolute focus, to be on fast sell-through rate items. But if you have, so I actually just sourced today a Vivint smart camera that has like a 400% sell-through rate. Obviously, I can't only find those, but if I have that and I have a Fossil Woman's wallet that has a 40% sell-through rate, I'll put them both in my store. It's fine. Looks like Drew just barely became a member of my Facebook channel. Thank you. YouTube channel. Thank you so much for that. Really appreciate that. I'll be doing a podcast for members only today. If you guys are interested in that, it's at any membership. I don't expect anyone to pay to listen to me. I have all the information you need here on YouTube for free. You don't need to pay me anything. But if you'd like to support the channel, becoming a member is a great way to do that. And I really appreciate that. So thank you very much. And now I lost my place in the chat. Bear with me here. I will find it quickly. Okay. Tips on sourcing online. I have a video on that. I have noticed that some of my buyers buying my clothes, and I believe they are putting them on their store. How do you make money after paying shipping on all that? If you buy like 15 at the same time, then shipping only is like 70 cents per clothing article, and then it ends up being very lucrative. I have a video on that. Let me look it up and see what it is. Shane, are you here? If you don't mind going to my channel and then putting this link in the chat. I know you're a mod. Let's see if I can find that video. It was from like, I think 2 months ago. It's called shoot. Probably losing viewers. Find profitable items. Can you actually? Holy cow. I am struggling. Advanced reselling sourcing methods. That's not it either. I'm going to find this. I'm going to find this. The best way to source items for eBay online sourcing. Shane, if you're here, could you throw that in the chat for anyone that's interested? I show you guys how to source off of eBay and then resell off eBay with like 5 different examples. That's got 12,000 views, which is pretty good for me. But honestly, that might be one of the better, more helpful videos on my channel. A lot of people think I'm dumb to post this because it literally like adds more competition to myself, but I don't mind. That's what I'm here for. So if Shane is here and if he can put that in the chat, just look up JRide Flips, the best way to source items for eBay online sourcing. Or if you type in JRide Flips online sourcing, that video will probably pop up. I show you how to buy items on eBay for $1 that sell for $20 to $30. I also show you how to snipe other listings that are titled incorrectly. So yeah, if you guys want to look that up, JRide Flips online sourcing should probably pull it up. And then hopefully Shane is here to put that in the chat. If not, that's okay. As far as mailers go for shipping clothing, do you have a great site to give a good size to use. Yeah, if you want to go in the description and get 10% off polymailers from Gyro Pack, it's literally just in the description below. I use them for all my polymailers. For clothing, I would have a 10 by 13. And then for like bigger jackets and stuff, I would ship them in, I think, a 12.5 by 15.5. And both of those are available in that store on that link. I think it's just you use the code JWriteFlips or something like that, and you get 10% off your first order. I would recommend, like, if you're shipping out a ton of things every day, I would have a ton of 10 by 13s, and then I would have a good amount of 12.5 by 15.5 for your, like, I just sold an Oakley ski jacket, like a huge one, and no chance it was going to fit in that 10 by 13, but it definitely fit in that 12.5 by 15.5. Guys, we have 170 people in here. Thank you so much. I think that's my record. I don't think I've ever had this many people in a live chat before. So thank you so much for coming out here, guys. This is awesome. That's for international sellers. So if I do think James is right. I think that it's only for European and international sellers. But whether it's for us or not, we should definitely be striving to not give bad buyers experiences. So have you noticed problems with searching on eBay? I'm finding that when putting in all the important keywords, it gives way more results instead of narrowing down to the exact keywords. Yep. Yeah. So a lot of people are experiencing this. A lot of YouTubers talk about it. Thanks for the likes and love emojis on Facebook too. That's awesome. You guys, thank you so much. I just want to take a second to thank you guys. This is awesome. I'm living my dream because of you guys. Yeah, so I'm noticing that as well. It's something that eBay is implementing. There's a lot of rumors that eBay wants to kind of weed out small, profitable items like $3 to $5 items, $6 to $8 items, and they're much more likely to push items that are $9 to $12, 12 to 18, and especially 20 plus. I'm keeping a close eye on that. I'm invested in eBay, so I get a lot of their detailed reports. And in my opinion, it does actually seem like they are going that direction. So a lot of times, like there will be like if I search Dyson, let's see if this happens live. So I'm just going to search Tommy Bahama shirt. Tommy Bahama shirt. Nope, didn't work on that one. So sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Let's see, Dyson vacuum. Okay, that showed me all of them too. So I think they're beta testing. Sometimes they show you everything that's available. Sometimes they just show you what they think you are most likely to click on. So on Facebook, I think Google and or Facebook gets the recognition for creating what's called lookalike audiences. So back in the day, I did a lot of drop shipping. And basically on Facebook, if you want to make a ton of money, you struggle really hard to get your first 300 customers. Once you get 200, 300 customers, you can click a button called lookalike audience, and boom. If you spend $100 a day on Facebook, in my experience, I was getting like 4 sales per day. I was losing a little bit of money to get those 4 customers. But then once I hit lookalike audience, boom, I immediately started getting 85 orders a day, and it was awesome. And then Apple did their iOS 14.0 update, and that completely screwed everything over. So I hopped out of that business. But there's this thing called lookalike audience where it knows Facebook and Google and eBay. They know us better than we know ourselves, YouTube included. So they are able to recommend things that they think you are most likely to buy. And I believe they haven't said anything about that yet, but I am speculating. It's getting a little warm. I am speculating that eBay is starting to implement what's called a lookalike audience search engine. And it's finding people like you that have bought other things and then just showing you those items. So I think as the days go on, if you want to find something very, very specific, you're going to need to search for it very, very specific. But I think more and more, we're going to be typing in Nike Polo, and it's going to be showing us Nike and Adidas and Under Armour. But if you want a Nike Tiger Woods vintage polo, you're going to need to be more and more and more specific. But that's all just speculation. Don't trust me. I'm just a guy on YouTube. Y'all better ask questions or he's going to shut this down. Hey, Scout. Speaking of Scout, she just rang the doorbell to go outside. So let's go let her out. It says, hi, I haven't been able to go sourcing because my kids and I have been sick. I have been listing stuff with lower sell-through rates because it's my old stuff just to keep things listing. Is that bad? It's not. It's a tough topic to really talk about because I do think the way to make the most money and to have the best life on eBay is to list fast sell-through rate items. But you can make a ton of money listing slow sell-through rate items and just having a bigger store and just, having lower expectations on fast sells. There's tons of examples of people who have multi-thousand, multi-tens of thousands stores that sell $200 a day, $5,000 a day, $11,000 a day. It just kind of depends. But I would recommend listing only grabbing the fastest sell-through rate items possible. But listing slower sell-through rate items, you're still going to sell them as long as it's not a very simple modern small pony Ralph Lauren shirt that has 18,000 listed and 600 sold. you know what I mean? So just strive for the fastest sell-through rate possible. But I still recommend putting up slow sell-through rate items. 200 people in the chat. Thank you guys so much. That's awesome. I've never seen that before. This is awesome. You can still put slower sell-through rate items up to pad your store and build an inventory because those but it's gotten to the point now where I actually get really excited when I sell a slow sell-through rate item because I'm like, yes, I'm that much closer to almost a pure 100% sell-through rate store. So I'm trying to get more and more and more and more fast sell-through rate and focusing less and less and less and less on slow sell-through rate. But you just got to do what's best for you. Give me all your pearl snaps. I'm kind of saving them right now because I want to do a big whatnot show about with just a bunch of vintage pearl snaps. So stay tuned. Any thoughts on having a smaller store under 100 items but have big margins like 500% ROI? I personally don't pick up an item if it can't sell profit for $50 after all fees and shipping. Yeah, that's an awesome store. Honestly, that's like one of the better business models on eBay, in my opinion. I feel like the lighting got worse. Yeah, I feel like that's like one of the best stores you can have. Low capital investment, awesome sell-through rate, high cash flow, less stress. I think that's an awesome business model to follow. But it's hard. I don't think the average person could do that without really, 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 really arming themselves with knowledge and experience. It takes a while to get there, but there's just not a ton of 500 ROI plus a 200% sell-through rate items out there. But if you keep learning, you keep specializing, you'll find them. I'm selling items for somebody, and I'm wondering what would be a good percentage of sales for me doing the work. So I'm not the best person to talk about consignment because I don't like it, but I know a lot of people do really well with consignment. Sorry, I'm just trying to get the lighting a bit better. I would personally just say, hey, can I buy this? Can I buy this for 20% of eBay value? Are you comfortable with that? You get the money right now instead of waiting forever, and then taxes can become an issue. They need to pay taxes on this stuff. You need to pay taxes on the stuff. They're not going to want to pay taxes. It gets a little jumbled. I would recommend saying, hey, you just gave me $1,000 worth of stuff. Can I just give you $200 right now? And if they say no to that, then honestly, I would just say, sorry, I'm not interested in selling that for you. But if you are, then you just have to come up with a percentage that works for you and for them. And I don't say this to be like a businessman that needs all the money in the world, but I would try to get that buy cost as low as possible, or it's just not going to be worth it for you. It can really, consignment, especially online, can turn into a big headache for you. But there's this guy he's on YouTube, but he's mostly on TikTok. His name is Kway Shop. He does a ton of consignment. I would recommend reaching out to K-Way Shop with that question. And he's a cool guy. He answers questions all the time. That's your new phone, bro. Make a heart with your hand. Oh my gosh, dude, the iPhone 15 is wild. Whoa. Okay, that's cool. Thanks, Shane. That's awesome. Let's see. On another video, you said you had an S Corp, which is what I have. I have a CPA and would like some details on what to tell her regarding setting up payroll, etc. Can you speak on that a bit, please? Yeah, so my CPA has actually told me to refrain from answering these questions on YouTube in a public place. So there's a ton of other YouTube videos from licensed professionals. So I would do some research on YouTube. Just type in like how to structure S Corp payroll or tax benefits of having an S corporation, things like that. But I have been instructed by my team to not speak on those issues. So sorry about that. Annette Sader says, how do you test remote controls? At this point, I don't. So I tested my first 200 remote controls and every single one of them worked. You just turn on your phone and then you open up your camera. Uh-oh. That's not the best sound in the world. Just got an eBay notification and it wasn't a ching. Oh, dude, it's a subscriber saying, hey, is this supposed to be 99 cents? No, thank you. I accidentally listed a clothing item for 99 cents. Let's see, end item. Item contained an error. Okay, sorry about that. So you open up your camera and then you click the buttons and you should see a little light turn on the remote control. This right here, it will flash pinkish purple. I tested the first 200 remotes and every single one of them worked. So I stopped testing remotes and I just started selling them. I've sold 2,300 remotes and I've had 2 returns on 2,300 remotes. So I no longer test the remotes. If you'd like to, that's the way to do it. I definitely test ones that have screens like MX890 universal remotes. You definitely have to what's it called? Definitely have to test those. Logitech remotes with screens and stuff, definitely test those. But all other remotes, I don't even test them at this point anymore. Hi Jake, I changed from a specialty seller in coins to an everything seller recently. The change has been painful. 0 sales over Black Friday weekend. I'm curious, did your sales go up or down? Black Friday weekend was just average for me. It didn't go up or down. I think I did an average of $750 a day. And then actually yesterday and the day before, I did $1,200 a day. So I did better after Cyber Monday and Black Friday. I feel like eBay isn't like super designed for used items on eBay isn't super set up for Black Friday or Cyber Monday. You'll get an increase in views and traffic and stuff, but I feel like brick and mortar locations and items and shops that sell new items are built for Black Friday, while eBay is not super built for that. So in my experience, you don't see a huge increase in sales on Black Friday or Cyber Monday because more people are going to Best Buy and Amazon. And then I saw that huge increase after those sales. If I have unique things with no other seller selling them, do promote listings still benefit me? Yeah, so a lot of people think the only function of promoted listings is to get you to the top of the queue, but there are a ton of different facets of promoted listings. So if I search in eBay, let's go ahead. If I searched signed baseball, then it's promoting to me a Mike Piazza and a Trevor Larnach and a Braxton Garrett. Now if I type in signed Braxton Garrett baseball, it shows me only Braxton Garrett baseballs. Now I click on it, and then if I scroll down, it will start promoting to me other listings. And look, this one is by Thomas Ian Nichols, not Braxton Garrett at all. So if you have like a one-of-a-kind Avon bottle, and then someone searches for a Pepsi bottle, there's a good chance that they will see your Avon bottle and it's the only one on the internet, and they're like, ooh, I like that one, and they buy yours. So yes, if there's no competition, I would still promote your listings because you're going to get a demographic. So like, I really like Mike Conley. He's one of my favorite NBA players. The majority of his career, he played for the Memphis Grizzlies, but I'm a Jazz fan. He played for the Jazz for like 3 years. I'm also a fan of Rudy Gay, who also played the majority of his career for the Memphis Grizzlies. I typed in to eBay Mike Conley cards. I clicked on one that I liked, and then below it, I saw a Rudy Gay card that I really liked, and I actually just ended up buying the Rudy Gay card. So that's also a function of promoted listings. 220 people in this chat. This is awesome. Thank you guys so much. This is awesome. I really think having the higher quality camera is helping for sure. I've seen some good results lately using the new social feature. Yeah, a few people are saying that. I'm gonna have to check that out. I'll do a deep dive on it and then do a video on it as well. Let's see here. Is this alive for general questions? Absolutely. Ask me anything. I have a two-part question. One, do you run sales on eBay? Two, do you use eBay promotions? I'll answer the second one first. Yes, I promote all of my listings at 2.6% across the board. Number one, do you run sales on eBay? I used to. As many of you guys know, I run a lot of experiments on this channel. So what I was doing for a year was every 60 days, I would put my items at a 15% discount, and then 60 days later at a 20, 60 days later, 25, 60 days later, 30, if they were still there. Now what I'm doing is if my items have been in my shop for 100 days total, which ends up being about 6 per day, I delist them. I mark them down 20%, and then I relist them. So that's what I'm doing currently. And I'm noticing the exact same results across the board. So what it's leading me to believe is if you have fast sell-through rate items or in-demand items and you price them at a good rate, they're going to sell. If you have slow selling items and low demand items and you're priced too high, you will never sell them. You will sell them sometimes, but not often. Hope to sell half of what you do. Hey, keep it up, man. You'll pass me if you just work hard every single day. You guys will all pass me. Especially because for my YouTube content, like I actually plan on scaling my store back. Let me know what you guys think. In a lot of group chats, I see people say like daily refinement is unrelatable. Tech and sports is unrelatable. Some of these big YouTubers are unrelatable, and people won't watch them sometimes because they're not relatable enough. So what I'm actually planning on doing is scaling down my business to where. So right now I have 2,600 items in my shop. I'm thinking about scaling it down to like 2,000 maybe, and just focusing on how to make $100,000 a year reselling. I'll make a little bit more than that with 2,000 items in my store, but really focusing on how to make $100,000 a year reselling. I feel like that's an obtainable goal for most people, and I feel like most people aren't doing that. And I want to be kind of like as relatable as possible and help people get there. I do have a couple employees, which some people don't like that. But I don't think that I'll let those, I don't think I'll like pare down that much. But I don't know. The main focus of this channel is twofold: to help you guys make more money than you ever have and spend more time with your family than you ever have. Some people are asking 100K net or gross profit. And then the second is to monetize it and make money. So I think I can do both of those things by paring my store down to 1,500 to 2,000 items. But you guys let me know. Thank you so much for your content. I've been reselling clothing for a few years now on Poshmark and Mercari, but really vamped up this year. Single mom, work full-time job, do this part-time, trying to get out of debt. Love your tips. That is awesome. That like when I think about making videos, I think about you, Kayla, not you, Kayla, because I don't know who you are, but I think about an avatar similar to you. And I think about the 52-year-old guy selling on eBay, and I make videos for those two avatars. And so that makes me feel really good that my tips are helping you. I really appreciate that so much. You guys are awesome. Let's see. What are your thoughts on selling Star Wars action figures? I think they're great. But it doesn't matter what I think. It matters what eBay thinks. So I'm going to type in Star Wars action figure. Does eBay think it's good to sell them? So there are 340,000 listed. And then sold, there are 150,000 sold in the last 90 days. So that's about a 50% sell-through rate. There's obviously Star Wars figures that have a 10,000% sell-through rate that sell the instant they're listed. And then there are some that you list and they will absolutely never sell. Seeing that there are 150,000 sold in the last 90 days tells me that there's definitely a market for Star Wars figures. Now I would focus all my time into finding the fastest sell-through rate items, fastest sell-through rate Star Wars figures. I think that selling Star Wars figures on eBay is definitely a good thought. 140 watching and only 28 likes. The math ain't adding up, chat. The math ain't math in chat. Hey, thanks. I appreciate that, Shane. If you guys want to like the video, that's cool. If you don't, that's cool too. How many days a week do you source? 6. I go sourcing every single day and I take Sunday off. Yep, reseller math. Drew with the new membership. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate you. Flips low, like talking to Shane. I finally started selling this month. Congratulations. After 100 sells, I got message saying I was selling junk, even though I clearly stated in the description and photos what made it unusual. Is there a better way to protect myself? That's just going to happen, Lindy. So congrats. It sounds like you're having a ton of sells, which is awesome. But yeah, you're just going to get a lot of people don't read descriptions and don't look at photos. So you want to have as many photos as possible and you want to have as detailed descriptions as possible. But you have to also understand that some people are just going to look at the first photo and buy it. So you have to understand that sometimes people will not do the research necessary to understand the condition of the item, but it's still our responsibility to describe the item as accurately as possible. So I think you're doing great, Mindy. Lindy Moo. I combined Lindy and Moo. Let's see. For sure. Great stuff. Thanks, man. Do you plan on starting any other business ideas other than reselling and YouTube here soon? So there's like 2 things that stick out in my mind. That was weird, iPhone. There's 2 things that stick out in my mind. The first one, I listened to this podcast and I wish I remembered the podcast. I have no idea. I can't remember it whatsoever. But I think I just typed in business advice into Spotify and I clicked on this podcast. And it was 2 dudes that did summer sales and were super successful. So I kind of related with them. Not saying that I was super successful. I just did summer sales. And they said when you chase 2 rabbits, they both get away. And that like struck me because at that moment I had like 5 businesses and they were all doing decent. Not one of them was doing really good. Another one was doing pretty good. And then the other 3 were just like doing okay. And then I'm like, wow, I should focus all my time into just 1 or 2 businesses. And I still didn't hear 2 rabbits. I heard multiple rabbits, right? Then one day I was on YouTube and I was just like, I just got buried in shorts somehow, just got sucked in. And Mark Cuban, he's being driven by a limo driver. And he says, one day I got a message from an 18, 19-year-old kid. And he said, hey, Mark, I am running 5 different businesses. What tips do you have to optimize my schedule and things like that? And Mark responded and said, kill 4 of your businesses, focus on one of them. You will make significantly more money. Dude, it struck me again. I'm like, okay, I need to pare things down. So what I've decided to do now is I'm an eBay reseller and I can only start businesses that have to do with eBay reselling. This is where, the YouTube content comes in because I'm making content about reselling, which is okay. I had a pest control company. I completely sold that off so I can focus on this. And then I'm always tempted to start real estate and flipping houses more, which could be considered reselling. So I may justify, okay, I'm going to buy this house for $100,000, put $80,000 into it, and then try to flip it for $400,000. We'll see. But yeah, I don't have any intentions of starting any other businesses that don't pertain to reselling. And I'm really trying to focus on that because I always have a ton of ideas like, oh, dude, I could kill it with a snow cone shack here in St. George. I could kill it, But I just like push that away because I don't want to chase too many rabbits. What would you type vintage 90s Y2K at the beginning of a title? I'm observing a lot of sellers doing this. Yeah, so eBay has actually recommended to put brand first, and then one of the rare caveats that they give to that is they say putting vintage is okay. So I would put vintage. I would put, like, if I had a Nike hoodie from the 90s, I would put vintage Nike hoodie 90s. That's how I would. No, I would put vintage Nike sweatshirt, men's large blue, and then I would put 90s tag. And then if it was a Jordan one, I would put Jordan Jumpman logo man. That's how I would title that. If eBay restricts you selling, do release your funds if the restrictions become permanent. It's a case-to-case basis. Some people get restricted and they never get their money. Some people get restricted and they get their last payouts, but they're no longer able to sell on the app. It's a case-by-case basis. I would recommend calling eBay a few times a day until you get a straight-up answer on that, if that's your personal experience. I've considered using eBay for shipping since PayPal uses whatever credit card you have on file. Any way to double dip points rewarding from PayPal and credit cards? Yeah, so I actually do that with Pirate Ship. So I have my business credit card linked to Pirate Ship. I ship out about 20 packages every single day, and I get ×3 points on all shipping because of my Chase business card. So me and my wife go to Greece or Hawaii or a cool trip like twice every year because of my credit card points. So I definitely recommend doing that. Doing it through PayPal is a bit harder, and doing it through Pirate Ship is super easy. And I may do a video on that one day as well. But yeah, I recommend that. Have you ever heard of Seller Ledger for taxes? If so, one is better, Reseller, Genie, or that one? Yeah, I've never heard of Seller Ledger. But I have heard of Reseller Genie, and I've used it a little bit. So I recommend Reseller Genie, but it sounds like Reseller Ledger could be good as well. Also, is 3% your best cashback for shipping? So it's ×3. Yeah, I think that Amex has a 4%, a ×4 on shipping card, but I think that's the platinum, which is $890 a year. So I think I remember doing the math on what my business was doing, and it was more optimal to get the Chase card. But yeah, I think that's like pretty much the highest one available right now. Hey Jake, do you refrain from selling larger items because of space constraints? Thanks. Absolutely not. I sell subwoofers, and I got that big old Dyson vacuum that I'm gonna sell. I sell golf clubs. I sell huge speakers. Yeah, I sell a ton of big stuff. What are your thoughts on Bulk? I don't know what that is. Let me Google it real quick. Bulk. Is it an app or something? Liquidation, bulk liquidation. I don't. Okay, this may be controversial. So I'm sorry if I offend you. I don't mean to. This is just my experience and my subscribers' experiences. I think it is significantly better to buy items piece by piece, one by one. And I think the majority of people that buy bulk, they buy a $700 pallet, put 40 hours of work into it just to make $900. And then after fees and all that stuff, you end up making like $60. And then if you have 1 or 2 returns, game over. So I wouldn't recommend doing pallets until you have sold thousands and thousands of items on eBay and you know exactly what you're looking for and you have that experience. But yeah, just starting out with pallets, I definitely don't recommend that at all. Let's see. There's my grandson lookalike. You're awesome. I've been following your advice and my sales have really picked up. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Sounds like your grandson's a handsome guy. What's your thoughts on hiring someone to post on eBay? I've had good success hiring workers from Pakistan. So one time I lost my drafts. Shoot, my dad's calling. One time I lost my drafts. I had like 250 drafts because this was last year at this time during Thanksgiving. I wanted to have 250 drafts so I could launch them all during the holidays and not have to work. And then I logged on and all of my drafts were gone. So I called eBay, and then eBay said, do you have third-party services doing your drafts for you? And I said, no. And the lady said, okay, good. I may still be able to find them. But if you had a third-party system, the chances of them being completely gone were significantly higher. And then the rep actually, I asked a few more questions, and the rep said, yeah, you can actually lose a ton of your seller protections using a third-party VA to do your listings for you. We recommend doing all of your listings in-house. Either yourself or an employee is okay, as long as it's from your iPhone account or your what's it called? Or your desktop. So I personally don't recommend doing a VA. But if you're finding success in it, you can go ahead and do that for your business. You got to do what's best for you, but I don't recommend having a VA. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. That's that video that I was talking about. If you guys want to learn how to do sourcing online, you guys can click on that link. It's pretty high up in the chat by now, though. What do you sell most of? Small electronics like remote controls and digital cameras. You need to list that jacket that you're wearing off. I actually got this jacket from a YouTube subscriber that would like to remain nameless. So really appreciate that. So I'm not going to sell it for that reason, but it was really awesome. Let's see. New to reselling, your channel has been great to learn from. Shout out from Utah. Utah, dude. The land of flowing milk and honey. Don't forget thumbs up. Appreciate that, Eric. Do you have a video on free shipping change from mobile? I have various videos on shipping. Maybe they can answer your question. I'm not sure I completely understand it. Sorry. I'm in both chats now. That's what I'm talking about. Thanks, man. I Hollered. I followed you out. I called you out on a comment yesterday. Lady says, "What's a J right flips?" Thanks. Sometimes it's hard to decide to sell. Sometimes it's hard to decide the sell-through rate because they show you more in the eBay search than what you've asked for. Yeah, just keep typing in more and more specifically, and you'll find the more true sell-through rate. I've actually noticed recently that I've been typing in RMT-V501A, and they're showing me results for other similar remote controls. I may do a video on how to get around that. There's a couple like clicks and things you need to do, but it's kind of hard, and I don't know how to say it off the top of my head. eBay is a cluster. As a shareholder, I'm going to have to say something soon. They need to develop a shadow website for Scratch instead of adding millions of lines of occasional contradictory, oh, that's a hard word to say, code. Yeah, sounds like you know a lot about coding. I think eBay is doing a great job. I think they could be doing better. I think they could be doing worse. But yeah, they're definitely switching gears and moving in a different direction than we're used to. So there's going to be hiccups along the way. I sold and I have shipping them today sunglasses described by mistake as RX. eBay put a note on my sell. This order has a listing with a policy violation. Should I send them anyway? Should you send them anyway? I don't know. I would call eBay on that. But yeah, definitely make sure that you don't put RX or prescription at all. Make sure you put frames only. But I would call eBay and ask if you should still ship them. Love the Life is Good shirt. Yeah, I like Life is Good. There's my grandson. Oh, I already read that. What would be viewed as a fast sell? Something that sells in like 14 days or less. That's like an extremely fast sell. And then anything that sells in 60 days or less is a pretty fast sell. I just had a person request a return. eBay approved it, and I have free returns. Will they cover the shipping up front, or do I need to send the money to the customer so they can send it back? They will take care of that for you. They will send them a return email. They just click on it, they print it off, and then they ship it back to you. So you don't have to give them any more money. And then once it gets back to you, you'll just follow the steps to do the refund. But does eBay prefer those who list mostly fast sell-through rate items? I think so, but it just kind of makes more sense. Like, if you list things that people are actually searching for, you're going to sell more of them. If you sell things that not as many people are searching for, you're going to sell less of them. Andy So Meta, good to see you here, man. So you pass up $30 ROI item just because, hello? I'm not sure what you're saying. Ask what they want and buy the stuff. Consignment scrap. Yeah, I'm not a huge believer in consignment. Can you explain your options as a seller on return request on an item you sold with free shipping? Yeah, this is why I recommend not using free shipping, because you bake in, you're charging shipping, you're just baking it into the price of the item. And then if a person does a fraudulent return, or even if someone just does a return, you're not able to withhold the shipping whatsoever. So you're just out your $4 to $11 if they do a fraudulent return. But if you have plus shipping, you're able to withhold that amount if they truly did a fraudulent return. What works better, a markdown sale or a coupon at the same price? I've done experiments on both. They're both legitimately the same. I prefer markdown sales. All the taxes, returns, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, consignment can get super messy. Unless you like brick and mortar, it makes a bit more sense, but it still can get messy. But online, it's even messier. What do you do if UPS loses a package? Has this happened to you? Yes, my UPS sucks. They lose probably 20 packages a year for me. And I just refund them. I just refund them. And then if you want to take the time to fight USPS, you can do that. It turns out to be a lower ROI for me, but you can definitely take the time to fight them, and you can usually win those cases. Markdown after some month, how do you keep track? Which item have you already not marked down? Because I don't delist. I typically don't delist and relist. And so it actually shows me when I listed the item. So it'll say this item has been in your shop for 3 months and 10 days. It has been in your shop for 6 months and 52 days. It has been 52. 6 months and 12 days. It has been in your shop for 3 years, 8 months, and 12 days. That would suck. But because people delist and relist, they don't know truly when the item was listed or not. Let's see. You guys are having some conversations in the chat. $1 into 100 equals 20%. $101 to 500 equals 15%. 1001 are up 6%. Sounds like you guys are having a chat in the conversation chat, because I did not understand that. Hey everyone. Hey, I'm a Reseller. If you guys haven't subscribed to I'm a Reseller, Shagun, cool guy. Go check him out. If you have a buyer that wants the package sent medium flat rate and it won't fit, can you change the shipping? Yeah, you can change the shipping. You're probably just going to lose a little bit of money on it, but you can. But if they want it, if they like specifically ask for that, then you need to tell them, hey, it won't fit, so I'm going to be shipping in a different method. Better resellers, Goodwills, or your average reseller? I think both can kill it. I think there are more talented resellers individuals, and I think there are less talented reseller individuals. And I think Goodwill is a great reseller. I accept consignment, but I run an auction company through Hybid, so all the items sell in a week. Okay. Yeah. Again, I would reach out to K-Way Shop for his advice on that. It's a K-A-Y shop. K-A-W-A-Y-S-H-O-P. I have a listing where eBay wants me to pay $1.99 upfront to promote my listing, when usually I can choose a percentage and only pay if the item sells. What's up with that? Yeah, that's just an additional advertisement that you can do. I don't recommend it. Just skip it. 99 cents, what a deal. Yeah, that would suck. eBay tape is pricey. Vintage and high-end well-made cowboy boots are a good 500% ROI in my area. All the thrift stores are hoarding those for one big sale, hurting my weekly profits. Looking forward to that sale. Yeah, I find cowboy boots here and there, not as often as I'd like to, but they're good returns. Johnny, Utah. Have you or can you show your photo booth? Sure. So I'm using this right now just as an extra light for this video, but I don't think I can flip the camera. So this is my photo setup. I just turn on this light as well as that one with a third one right there, and I list all my photos on that neutral background. And that's it. Very simple. Okay. Can you guys see me good? I see a lot of items in your videos that you flip will net 10 to 15 quick bucks. How do you list quickly to make those worth the time and keep the volume high daily listings? I list everything on my phone, and it takes me I list about 25 items an hour. So I've just learned how to list on my phone very quickly. And yeah, I just sell similar off of other items, make any changes if necessary, and list a ton of stuff. I wish I got 200 people in my live videos. LOL, 33 was my highest. I was thrilled. LMAO. Yeah, you'll get there, Shane. Just keep making good videos. Keep making high quality videos and you'll get there. Thanks, Steve. I had my best day on Thanksgiving. Yeah, I can't remember what my Thanksgiving was. Let's see. Thanksgiving, we'll go to eBay sales. Oh, I guess it's easier on my computer. I already have it pulled up. Thanksgiving was the 23rd, right? Thursday the 23rd. I did $620, which is slightly the last few months it's been slightly above average. Understandable regarding S Corp. I was just wondering if there were any questions you asked your CPA when setting them up. I know you can't answer. Was looking for questions part. LOL. Yeah. Sorry about that. But yeah, just do some YouTube research if you're still here. Guys, we just sold a remote for $13. Do you have other areas for storage or just your garage? Just my 2-car garage and this work closet. Nope. Just that. Sorry. And Lag. Good to see you here, man. Lag, I feel like we haven't talked in a while. Good to see you. Jake graduated from Harvard with all types of degrees in math, chemistry, physics, and calculus. He can calculate profit in his head even before he buys his stuff. Hello, everyone. I did not go to Harvard. I have no degrees, but I do like numbers. Yo, bro. Hey, what's up, man? Marcus, you commented that 30 minutes ago. If you're still here, good to see you, man. Appreciate your videos. Appreciate your story, your faith, all that good stuff. I keep finding one-of-a-kind, like wicked rare stuff. Do you ever contact dealers in cities? Also, everyone go. I have 220 people in here. Everyone leave this live chat and go to Dixon's Pixons and give him a follow. Give him a subscribe. Do I ever contact dealers in cities? So I've done like. Okay, so here's another. If you guys ever find. Like if you guys find a ton of really valuable stuff in one category, so like I find crazy baseball bats here in my town. We are a sports town, high school sports town, and baseball is one of the bigger sports. And so I find I found $5,000+ used bats, and I find $500+ used bats all the time. And I actually just hop on to a few Facebook groups that specialize in bats, and then I post them. And I say, hey, who wants this bat? $1,000. And immediately that hour, I get like 58 offers. So if you find, like, if you're finding a unique, like, crystal item, I would just go to crystal, not flatware, but crystal decor Facebook groups. Say, hey guys, I found this. Anyone? And make sure it says buy, sell, trade. So like Avon Antique buy, sell, trade, or decorations buy, sell, trade. Go to those groups and say, hey guys, I got this. Is anybody interested for $80, $800, whatever the price is? And you'll get a ton of hits. And my Harvard professor was Albert Einstein. Anytime picker, funny guy. How do you feel about Whatnot? It's okay. I've done like just under $2,000 on Whatnot in 3 shows. It was fun. I like it. If you're trying to sell low quality stuff, you're not going to sell it. But if you actually have high quality items and you're willing to sell it at a bit of a discount to move it quickly, then it's a great option. On eyeglasses, how do you know if they're prescription? I put them on, and if it's fuzzy, that's how I know. My question: what's your favorite dessert? Oh, dude, I love Lag's questions. I'm actually not a dessert guy. Pisses off my wife, but I actually really, really like pumpkin squares with that white icing or frosting. And I was born in November, so I'm able to request that as my birthday cake every year. So good. I love that stuff. Jake, math question for you. If you buy 100 new sealed DVDs, how much profit will you make if you sell each one separately? Probably $32 because DVDs kind of suck. Let's see here. Me and Lai graduated from Harvard with Jake back in the day. Yep, we all did. It was a good time. What are your YouTube goals going into next year? So I just chase faceless YouTubers. So like, let me explain that. So like, I'm not competitive with other YouTubers, but I just see the next YouTuber's subscription. Like, so like when I had 8,500 subscribers, I knew who had 9,000, and I wasn't trying to pass them specifically. I was just like chasing the next YouTuber. Does that make sense? Now I'm at like, I think I'm like 16,400 or something like that. And I know the next person that has 17,000, and then I know the next person who has 20,000. No, and then I know there's another YouTuber that has 19.5 thousand, and then another one that's at like 21,000. And so yes, they are actual people who have names, but I don't want to like compete with individuals. I just want to compete with numbers. And so I'm just like constantly like trying to pass those guys. I know how to like blow up my channel instantly, but it won't be as valuable to me. So like I actually stopped posting shorts because I started to get a ton of followers from shorts that wouldn't watch my long form videos. And I'm more interested in having a long form video audience than a short form video audience. So I have short form video audiences on TikTok and Facebook that I'm happy with, and I don't really want to pollute my YouTube channel with those. But like I had one YouTube short that actually got like 600,000 views in one day, and I got like 800 subscribers from it. And I actually deleted that video and then stopped kind of doing shorts because I didn't want those junk subscribers. So I'm starting to do a few shorts here and there, but yeah, I want to get a nice 100,000 organic long form subscribers eventually, and if that happens in 1 month, 8 months, 8 years, it's whatever. I'm just taking it slow. Do you think you'll start to source vintage toys and regular kids' clothes when you start having children, or is there too slow a sell-through rate for your model? Definitely clothing, kids' clothing, super slow sell-through rate, super high return rate, because kids they just grow out of them in like 16 days and then they return them sometimes. So no, but I do source toys. I like toys. I dabble in toys. There's this guy here in St. George that's a reseller that does really well in toys, so he always gets to them for me and before me, and he knows way more about them. But like I'll watch like Lady Arbitrage on TikTok to learn more about toys and just kind of add a few more to my tool belt. I do pretty well with lightsabers and things like that, but I don't sell a ton of toys. But I don't avoid them either. I just wanted to throw out, I love the breakdowns on sell-through rates and what good looks like as an eBay seller. This stuff down, not this stuff down, not come natural for most areas. We should lean more on it. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to find these faster sell-through rate items, but it's better to only get 3 than to get 20 slow sell-through rate items. I truly believe that, and I just keep pumping that out as much as I can. But I know it's harder. It's harder to find those items, but I think it's better to just find 3 than it is to find 20 or 40. How do I list 2.1% promotion in the system? I don't know how to get there off the top of my head, but if you just type into Google, make sure you're logged into your eBay account, and then type into Google eBay promoted listing, and then the first or second window that pops up, you'll be able to blinking on marks. You'll be able to set that up. Jeez. People told me I was unrelatable when I was listing 90 items a day. Yeah. And so like I'm hungry to like build an eBay store. But here's the thing. eBay sells like an eBay business is pretty linear. It's actually rare that businesses are more linear than they are geez, I'm forgetting my my terminology from my Harvard days. Just kidding, I didn't go to Harvard. Exponential. So most businesses, you just freaking eat dirt all day long, and then it starts to just explode. But eBay is much more linear. You don't explode as much on eBay. You just you slowly grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. YouTube, TikTok, content, very exponential. So I'm okay with having just more linear on eBay because that's kind of the way it's set up anyway, and then just trying to focus more on exploding on TikTok and YouTube. So that's kind of how I'm running things. So I think I'm going to keep my eBay sales and my YouTube a lot more relatable than, hey, made $1 million this year on eBay. I finally realized that not knowing math is not bad if you want to sell on eBay. Yeah, just don't learn numbers and just throw everything on eBay and see what happens. Just kidding, do the opposite. Should you let eBay deduct shipping costs from your sales, or should you pay separate? I just let eBay do everything. It gives you more guaranteed protections and it keeps your life a lot simpler. Sell me the remaining 600 items, Jake, free shipping. No, just kidding. How do you build reputation at first? I feel like it's hard for people to trust new sellers. Yeah, the best way to build reputation is just by getting more and more and more what's it called, feedback. And the best way to get feedback is just to buy things on eBay. So I started my eBay selling career with 400 feedback because I bought a ton of basketball cards, and then those guys would leave feedback for me. And it doesn't matter if it's buyer or seller feedback, it's just all feedback. So if you buy a ton of things, and I'm not saying to go buy just things just to get feedback, but start buying your shampoo and your garbage bags and things that you buy daily, weekly, monthly on Amazon or Walmart. Just buy them on eBay, and it'll build your what's it called? Your feedback. Someone asked this earlier, and I already answered it. I talk about whenever you hear me talk about numbers on YouTube, they are gross and profit. And then whenever you hear me talk about numbers on TikTok, they are net and revenue. And there's a reason why. Let's see here. Do you ever use Google Lens when sourcing physical items? And if so, how often? I struggle with looking up clothing. What's the best way to do that? Yeah, I use Google Lens probably once or twice a day. It does decent. Sometimes I'll find a wallet, a woman's wallet that has a small logo, and then I'll try to find it on Google Lens, and it works sometimes it doesn't. Large scale and small scale resellers are totally different job description. Love to see small scale style you offer while showing how to obtain 100K gross. Yeah, but my channel will be about 100K. Yeah, 100K gross. But I'll make, so right now on eBay alone, it's over 100,000, and I'm just gonna keep it around there. Man, anytime picker is really going hard on the math. Free shipping won't cut it for Jake. Absolutely not. He already calculated he will be negative profit on the deal. Yeah, I know you're joking, but you should seriously know exactly what you're going to profit on something before you sell it. That's the best way. Oh, guys, someone's trying to scam me. The USPS package has arrived at the warehouse and cannot be delivered due to incomplete address information. Please confirm. If you get a text like that, don't click on the link. Do not click on it. It's a scam. It is a scam. Instead of having 3,000 items in one channel, wouldn't it help to scale down and start a second or third store? No, I think it is best to have everything in one store. Some people disagree with me, and that's okay. But it is just, I think it is significantly simpler, and yeah, I just think it's better to have one store for sure. Hello, everyone. Hope everyone is killing it with their goals today. I hope so too. Virtual hug. That's fine. You should consider hiring a lister from Pakistan or India. They do great. Yeah, I'm just not a VA guy. Hey Jared, how many years have you been selling on eBay, and what is your growth per year rate? Right now, next month, it will be 2 years. I think I listed my first item on December 10th, 2 years ago. I am currently growing at year over year, and this is a revenue number. I am currently growing this year. I am up 87% year over year. Thanks for the consignment advice. This is a one-time deal regarding a part-time employee. What is the fairest way to pay and workload? I appreciate your videos as always. Yeah, it's really up to you. It's really up to you and them. Like, you have to come up with that. Some people would think that 20% is outrageously low. Some people will think 20% is outrageously high. Some people will think 50-50 is not fair. Some people think 50-50 is completely fair. It's just up to you and them. Yep, I agree with the BBE rolling out in 2 weeks. It's important now to put accurate photos, otherwise eBay will start punishing sellers. Exactly. Even without BBE, you should be doing that anyway. eBay says one of my listings have a policy violation, but I'm not sure which one it's that bad. I would call eBay. If you don't know anything about your personal account or a personal situation, just definitely call eBay and they'll point you in the right direction every time. But yes, if you chase 27 rabbits, you'll catch at least 6. No, actually, if you chase 27 rabbits, you will catch 0 because they will all go different directions. Math. My grandmother negotiated with the factories in the 1970s, buying reject clothes, buying 10 pallets. Hey, Dad, I'm on a live right now.
Okay.
Do you need to talk to me like right now?
No, I'm just gonna get that bike. I'm gonna go measure your stuff.
Okay, thanks, man.
Cover this stuff.
That one right there.
You want them this one?
Yeah. My grandmother negotiated with factories in the 1970s, buying reject clothing, buying 10 pallets at a time, had 6 washing machines and dryers in her house, repaired and sold flea market, 3 million net hero. Yeah, I know a lot of people actually do well flipping washers and dryers. When I move to northern Utah in a few years, I may get into that as well. You sound like me. I have so many ideas in my head. Yeah, just don't chase too many rabbits. Like, eBay will roll out. Oh, you guys are having conversations together. Maybe do home flipping as a hobby. What's your tips for selling VCRs? I have a Panasonic OmniVision blue line that is getting 1 to 3 views per month. Just look at other listings that have sold. So type in the exact model number and then look at the sold listings and see what the sold listings are different from yours. Maybe price, maybe title, maybe return policies, but make sure that all of your policies and everything is buttoned up and you will get sales quickly. And that goes with all items, not just VCRs. Have any of you used Seller Ledger? I haven't. Hi, I actually made it live. Hey, thanks for being here, Susan. Appreciate you. Can you show your photo booth setup? I just did that. I'll do it again though. There's new people in here. I usually have this light over here with these other 2 lights, and I just use this neutral background for all of my photos. Let's see here. Where can we contact JRide? You can contact me on my website, jrideflips.com, or you can send me an email at jrideflips@gmail.com. You promote at 2.6% in the clothing category. You promote at 2.6% in the cladding category. What percent do you recommend? I recommend starting as low as possible and then increasing over time until you get to a point where you are happy with how much you're promoting and how much you're selling. So it's going to be different for everyone. So if you are happy with your sales at 4%, stop at 4%. If you're happy with your sales at 10%, stop at 10%. I think you should make a community so you can answer our urgent questions, like a Facebook page. Is that what you're saying? Facebook group? Is it worth it to use pirate ship instead of eBay shipping? Yes, so you can capitalize on credit card points. That's what I do. J-Ride, who do you follow now, Chris or Tech or both? I stopped watching Chris and I'm amazed on how Tech just grabs items of value since he has them all memorized. What do you think? Yeah, I follow both of them. I think I follow, like, I watch as much YouTube, eBay content as possible from all different spectrums and sides and opinions. So yeah, I watch both of them. My husband is an electronics guru. We have tons of remotes hanging around. What is the most thing to look for? You have to just look up every single model number. There's Sony remotes that sell for $2 free shipping, and there's Sony remotes that sell for $200. It all depends on the model number. look up every single model number of every single remote you have. Some of them will be worth good money. Some of them will be worth garbage. And it still surprises me to this day. I'll find a remote and I'm like, oh, this one's going to be worth $15 to $25. Nothing. Then I find remotes like, oh, that one's only going to be worth $3. It's worth 60. So you just got to keep looking up every single one. We appreciate your content here at the Red Torrent Media LLC. Respect your hustle. What's your take on MCO 11, aggressive tactic? I see lots of conversations about this. I don't know what that is. So let's Google it. MC011, eBay. eBay restriction, MC011. What the heck? Oh, it's a permanent suspension and your account remains restricted until you finish the process. What's your take? I don't really understand your question there. What's my take on it? I believe that eBay reserves the right to let anyone sell or buy on their platform, and they hold the right to restrict that. So if you don't play ball with eBay, then they will restrict you, and I believe they have the right to do that, if that's what you're asking. You have mentioned selling bulk cables via wholesale. I have a ton of used audio video cables. Where do you sell them? Just to storage unit guys here in town. And there's this storage unit guy that he does flea markets at in Las Vegas where there's a ton of traction. So he'll come and he'll buy a box. He'll come and buy like a tub for $100, and then he'll be able to sell the tub for like 200, 250, 300 piece by piece at a flea market, which is a good margin for him and a good margin for me that we both agreed upon. So Jared, how's it going? Hustle and Grow, another great YouTube channel that you guys should check out. Every time I turn you on, you remind me of my boy's high school football coach so much. Sounds like he was an incredible coach. Just kidding. Hey, do you guys want to see this new thing that Soda City Flips taught me on my iPhone 15? If I do this, hearts. Oh my gosh, dude, that is so wild. So wild. I've heard other YouTubers say eBay has recommended less words in your title. I disagree with that. They could be right and I could be wrong, but I think that you should use as many characters as possible without keyword spamming. So use relevant keywords in your titles and use as many characters as possible is my advice. What do you do when Poshmark tags your real item as fake? That has not happened to me yet. I will let you know if it ever happens to me. But I don't have any advice on that yet because it hasn't happened. How's your listing experiment going? It's going good. I don't know, man. What I'm concluding is if you list items that sell, they sell. And if you list items that don't sell, they don't sell. So it really just comes down to sell-through rate in my experience and opinion. And then all of these hacks that people are trying to use, they wouldn't matter if they just picked up higher sell-through rate items. But yeah, whether it's delist and relist or list 20 every single day or 6 and 50 and 9 and 32, I'm experiencing the same results across the board. It has everything to do with the items and not with the algorithm, in my opinion so far. Question, I was hoping you could help with, if I listed weight and the customer paid and it was wrong, it was more or less, what happens? Can I pay the difference if it was more weight? Yeah, it'll just charge you. Scout, come here, puppy. Yeah, whether it charges more or less, eBay just charges you what it is when you do it. So if you feel like you would like to refund them that difference, you can. But customers pay for the item what they would like to pay for it. So if they paid it and the shipping ends up being a little less, I would personally hold on to that money. But if you feel morally obligated to refund them the $4 or $22 or whatever it is, you can do that. Just keep in mind you have rent and lights and boxes and bubble wrap and all that good stuff. And then if you are overcharged, then that sucks. It's eating into your profit and you just have to eat that. So I put my listings in 2.6% promoted and my entire store died. I sell everything, so not sure what the sweet spot is. It's getting frustrating. Yeah, that's sucks to hear, Cheryl. Sorry you're experiencing that. You can continue to increase them until you get to a point where you're enjoying your sales, or you may need to double back over to your listings. Some of your listings may be priced a bit too high. Some of your listings may no longer be desirable at all. You may have slow sell-through rate items that just need time to sell anyway. Unfortunately, it's a lot of work. There's a lot of work that we have to do to get consistent sales. I love the morning streams. Hey, I appreciate that. And this is a record stream for me, so I'm not sure if it's the time of the day or if the video quality. I think it's a combination of both. But I really appreciate everyone being here, and I'll start doing more morning lives. But we're an hour and 30 minutes in, so I'm gonna be wrapping this up here soon. Oh wow, we got a ton of questions. Let's see here. I'll answer just a few more questions and then we'll get going out here. Thanks everyone for coming. We're at 220. I'm not sure how many likes we're at because I can't see on this third-party site, but if you guys want to like the video, go ahead and do so. It's really awesome. But yeah, let's answer a few more questions. Have you considered making some videos in Spanish? No, just not. My Spanish is good, not great. I like 8 years ago. For those of you that don't know, I went on a LDS Mormon mission to Mexico. I lived there for 2 years and I became completely fluent in Spanish. 8 years ago, I'd say that I was 98% fluent and my accent was like a 7.5 out of 10. Nowadays, I would say I am 75% fluent and my accent is a 5 out of 10. So I don't think I'll ever make any Spanish videos. Going to the listings the other day, I found some folks that had sold diabetic test strips in a huge quantity. It's about 50% of them were expired. I have similar inventory. Should I take the chance? I wouldn't. Medical equipment is some people slide through the cracks, but they're usually on top of that. So I personally wouldn't, but you got to do what's best for you and your business. But I recommend against it. What do you think about storage auctions? I think it's a great way to lose money, unfortunately. I know that may irritate and offend some people. A lot of people do really well. A lot of people do really well doing storage units. The majority of people get slayed on storage units. It's a very emotional purchase. It's a ton of work to get rid of everything that doesn't sell. And then a lot of times you find a ton of slow sell-through rate items that really bogs down your store, but you're like, but I already paid for it, so I should just list it, right? And then it ends up being run into some issues, in my opinion. I definitely recommend buying things piece by piece, one by one. Are you addicted to the cha-ching when something sells on eBay? I've turned that off. It's just a little too distracting for me. J-Ride, how are you doing? Flipping from the trailer. Nice to see you. I saw you on the Kevin Commonwealth Pickers whatnot last night. I tried to say hi, but that chat was pretty wild. So good to see you. Soda City Flips got to sell. That's what I'm talking about. All right, guys. I think I'm going to hop off here. Thank you guys so much for coming out. I'm going to look for one more. Oh, wow. J-Ride is a very rare type of reseller that actually sells everything, constant hustle, and 99% of us watching cannot reproduce the work ethic full-time. I'll try to do my best to help you guys get there. That is the point of this channel. I believe that everyone can have a solid work ethic and make a ton of money. There's just a ton of things in our life that we have to remove and or add to get there. And I'm going to do my best to help you guys. All right, guys. I really appreciate everything you guys do for me. This was an awesome live. Wow. 22 likes on Facebook. That's also a record. 230 people in the chat. I think it got to like 270 at one point, which is awesome. Thank you guys so much for coming out here. If you guys want to like and subscribe and do all that stuff, be cool. If you don't want to, that's cool too. And let's see. Everyone tell me a quick joke as we get out of here, and I will click on my favorite one. So everyone leave with a quick joke if you would like to, and we'll get out of here. And again, support each other. If you guys should be proud of yourselves. You guys are coming on here to learn more about eBay and learn more about business and reselling. Good job, guys. I hope you guys all get really, really good sales. I appreciate everything you guys do for me, and I'll see you guys later. You guys have a great day.